last sonata on the disc is the so-called Les Adieux sonata, the Les Beaux sonata as he called it, which is an astonishing, very compact, unbelievably rich statement. It's, for me, one of the pieces which forms a kind of pathway towards his late style. It's visionary in many ways. It's probably the most programmatic work he ever wrote. He called it, again, the Les Beaux sonata, meaning the farewell sonata, and it was written as a kind of a commemoration of the departure of his friend and patron, Archduke Rudolph, from Vienna in 1809. I think it was May of 1809. And he even wrote, the beginning is, I think, very obviously a horn call. And he wrote over the three notes, Les Beaux. So it's really this idea of farewell permeates the whole first movement. And almost everything in the piece is rooted in three-note gestures. You know, everywhere, no matter how exuberant the music sometimes is, this idea of farewell is always very much just simmering beneath the surface. And in the end, these horn calls come in both hands, sort of on top of each other. Foreshortening of the motive, which is incredibly moving. The second movement is called The Absence. It's supposed to reflect and does reflect in a almost theatrical way the pain of separation. And then the last movement, The Return, the Wiedersehen, is one of the most, I would say, almost recklessly happy things that Beethoven ever wrote. There's a kind of absolute irrepressibility about it, which makes it incredibly moving. It's only 15 minutes long, and there's the sense in which everything that needs to be said is said without any waste, and there's also the sense in which tiny kernels of material are sort of exploited for every bit of possible development and feeling and character that they possibly could be. It's one of the most miraculous of his constructions, incredibly carefully and remarkably worked out, and yet so full of feeling and so seemingly spontaneous. It's an incredible piece to play, and it feels like a fitting way to close the first chapter of this journey